Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to start my look with an illuminating primer. Since this is a full coverage look with foundation and concealer, I just want to make sure it doesn't look too flat. This is the concealer I'm going to be using to highlight, so I'm just going to take that on a flat brush and go ahead and light that down on all the spots that I want to bring forward, so underneath the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, forehead, chin, and then underneath the hollows of the cheeks to emphasize the contour. Now with the contour, I'm just going to take this on the same brush and stripe that down on the hollows of my cheeks, around my forehead, down the sides of my nose, and on my jawline. To blend out the highlight and the contour, I'm going to take a BB cream. So this is a lighter coverage since I'm mixing it with this really heavy concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and dab that on sort of the empty spots and then use circular motions to start to blend everything together. And you saw me in there with a setting spray. It's from NYX and it's a dewy version, and I use that again to make sure that the makeup doesn't look too dry or cakey since it is full coverage. To blend out the concealer underneath my eyes, I'm going to use a beauty blender just since it's kind of more of a fine area and you want to make sure that you really blend that out so you don't have any creasing underneath your eye. Now I'm taking a translucent setting powder and really packing that on where I have set my concealer. This is going to sit and sort of cook the concealer and just again make sure that it fills in any of those fine lines so you don't have creasing, and it really just emphasizes the highlight. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and use this bronzer to apply my contour. So just on the hollows of the cheeks where we put down the cream contour before, sides of the forehead, down the bridge of my nose using a finer brush, and then a little bit on the jawline. I don't want any harsh lines on the nose contour, so I'm taking the beauty sponge and just blending out the bronzer that I put down so it's just a subtle contour without any harsh lines. Taking a big fluffy brush to go ahead and brush off all of that excess setting powder. The cooking is complete. Moving on to eyebrows, I'm using a spoolie brush to comb the hairs in the correct direction, and then I'm taking this NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade to fill in the brows. I'm going to do an outline around the edge of the brow and then begin to fill in, keeping the brow denser and darker towards the outer edge and then lightening it up so it's kind of an ombre towards the center. Now I'm applying a light pink cream blush to the apples of my cheeks, and I'm going to top that with a powder blush to really bring the color through. Moving on to eyes, I'm going to use Benefit Stay Don't Stray primer for the eyeshadow to make sure it doesn't crease up. And I'm going to take these two browns starting in the crease with a fluffy brush to create a transition color. So obviously starting with the lighter color, sweeping that back and forth in windshield wiper motions. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the slightly darker brown and layer that over the top of the light color. Make sure you really blend your colors, so just like blend the shit out of it. When you think you're done, just go back and do more. Taking the black color and dark brown from the palette, and this is Smashbox Full Exposure Palette, on a bullet brush. I'm going to use this in the outer corner of the eye, so in that V, just start pressing the shadow in and use little circular motions to blend. For the lid, I'm taking this metallic gray. On a flat brush, I'm just going to press that onto my lid. I didn't use any setting spray for this because I didn't want it to be a really, really dark look since we're going to do heavy liner. I just want a little bit of that iridescence from the shimmer in the gray. I'm using a felt tip liquid liner from Stila to line the eyes today. Starting from the inner corner, just dragging the line across your lash line. I'm going to extend that out into a wing, and this is going to be a bolder look. It's pretty graphic, so it's going to be a thick wing. So just follow that V that you made with the dark brown and black shadow. Bring it out to the tip and then reconnect to the line on your lid. I have these little pointed Q-tips that I use to crisp up the edges. I'm going to line my waterline with a black gel pencil. And now I'm taking the black and I'm going to go over it with some of the metallic gray on a pencil brush. I'm just going to use that to smoke out the lower lash line. I don't like wearing false lashes, so I use mascara that's pretty heavy. I think this is a Maybelline Lash Sensation, and it's pretty thick, it's very dark, it separates your lashes really nicely, so just give a good coat or two onto the upper lashes and the lower lashes. On a fan brush, I'm going to take some highlighter and apply that to my Cupid's bow, the apples of my cheeks, the bridge of my nose, and on the chin. And for lips, I'm just going to do a nice pink. So put down a light pink lipstick and then top it off with some shiny gloss. Finishing with a traditional setting spray to keep the makeup in place all day. And here is the finished look in natural light. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching.